John Velarde couldn't forget that night. Between glasses of whiskey and expensive cigars, he was haunted by an image that disarmed him: the serene face of Oliver Morales, that waiter who had made him look ridiculous in front of everyone, accustomed to dominating the will of politicians, bankers and ministers. He didn't understand why the voice of a poor man destabilized him more than any enemy. Rage turned into obsession, and with a millionaire's obsession, there is no possible refuge. The next day, he ordered an investigation into every detail of his life. He discovered that Oliver had lost a carpentry shop due to the betrayal of a partner, that he lived in a damp room in Itzaptala, that he was raising his 12-year-old daughter alone. John maliciously alarming. Every man has a weak spot, and he had found his. He summoned him to his glass and marble office in the tall mayor, faced with a panorama of power. He offered him a deal to work for him for a salary 10 times what he was earning. It wasn't a gift, it was a trap, an attempt to subdue him from within. Oliver accepted, thinking of his daughter, and there began an invisible duel, amid Armani-clad executives who looked at him with disdain. He walked calmly, reviewing papers and contracts as if nothing had happened. John expected to see him fail, but the opposite happened. Oliver discovered multi-million-dollar frauds that his own partners had hidden from him, and every time he spoke, in a low but firm voice, it was like a dagger in the magnate's pride. John was beginning to crack. In his mansion filled with marble and solitude, he drank until dawn, haunted by memories of his father yelling at him that the poor were trash. But every time he saw Oliver's dignity, something inside him broke. He envied him. Yes, I envied him that humble peace that not even all his money could buy. The tycoon then decided to follow him secretly. He saw him waiting for a minibus in the rain, smiling as he spoke to his daughter on the phone. Entering a dilapidated apartment where there was warmth in every corner, John felt like his own glass palace was a prison, and in the midst of that emotional rift, he made a dangerous decision, inviting Oliver into his inner circle, not to recognize him, but to test how far he could resist without bending. He didn't know that this game, far from destroying him, would end up revealing a truth that would leave him breathless, because what John was about to discover was that the true enemy wasn't Oliver, but the brutal emptiness that devoured him from within. Comment and follow us for part 2 and the finale. You can watch the full story in the YouTube link in the description.